Welcome back to our channel for another deep dive into the dramatic world of our favorite daytime soap opera. Today brings a stunning revelation that will leave you absolutely breathless. Let us unpack the intense twists and turns awaiting our beloved characters as a quiet evening transforms into an unforgettable nightmare. The Cliff House has always served as a beautiful sanctuary for John Finnegan, a place where the relentless crashing of the Pacific Ocean waves against the jagged rocks below provides a soothing soundtrack to his complex life. On this particular evening, the atmosphere inside the stunning architectural masterpiece is perfectly serene. The soft, ambient lighting casts a warm and inviting glow across the spacious living room, standing in stark contrast to the cool, dark night outside. Finn is finally enjoying a rare and precious moment of absolute solitude. After enduring the relentless corporate chaos at Forrester Creations, the endless power struggles between his wife Steffy Forrester, Finnegan, and the Logan family, and the heavy demands of his medical career, this quiet night feels like a much-needed gift. For a fleeting moment, everything in Finn's world feels perfectly aligned, safe, and tranquil. His thoughts naturally drift towards Steffy, the love of his life, and the beautiful family they have built together in this very home. He reflects on their recent romantic moments, the deep bond they share, and the fierce protective instincts Steffy harbors for their children. Steffy has been under immense pressure lately, dealing with Hope Logan Spencer's sudden career moves and the looming threat of Brooke Logan Forrester attempting to seize the co-CEO position. Finn admires his wife's strength and resilience, knowing that her primary goal is always to protect her family and her legacy. As a devoted husband, Finn has always vowed to stand by her side, to be her rock, and to shield their home from the toxic elements of their past. The Cliff House is supposed to be an impenetrable fortress, a safe haven where the dark shadows of their history can never reach them. The profound silence of the evening is suddenly and violently shattered by a frantic, desperate pounding at the heavy wooden front door. The sound echoes through the spacious living room like a gunshot, causing Finn to flinch and spill a drop of his water. It is not a polite knock, it is the chaotic, terrifying hammering of someone who is running out of time. Finn's brow furrows in deep confusion and mild alarm. Visitors rarely arrive at the Cliff House unannounced at this hour, and the sheer desperation in the knocking sets his nerves on edge. He sets his glass down on the kitchen island, his medical instincts instantly kicking in as he senses a potential emergency. As he approaches the entryway, he takes a deep breath to steady his racing heart, unlocks the deadbolt, and slowly pulls the heavy door open. Standing before him, shivering in the cool night air and looking completely unhinged, is his biological mother, Sheila Carter. The sheer shock of seeing her face causes the blood to drain entirely from Finn's complexion. Sheila is a woman who has brought nothing but unimaginable pain, trauma, and terror to his family. She is the monster who shot him and Steffy in a dark alley, the woman who has manipulated, schemed, and destroyed lives without a single ounce of genuine remorse. But the Sheila standing before him tonight is not the calculated, smug villainess who recently crept into Taylor Hayes' office. This Sheila is disheveled, her clothes rumpled, her hair wild, and her eyes wide with a frantic, primal panic. She looks like a hunted animal, breathless and trembling, her usual mask of arrogant confidence completely shattered. Before Finn can even process the shock of her forbidden presence at his home, before he can angrily demand that she leave, or threaten to call the police, his eyes fall upon the small, tightly wrapped bundle clutched desperately to Sheila's chest. A weak, pitiful whimpering sound emanates from the blankets. Finn's medical training overrides his profound hatred and fear. He steps closer, his eyes widening in horror as Sheila pulls back a layer of the blanket to reveal a tiny, fragile baby. The infant's face is flushed a deep, unnatural red, and beads of sweat dot its tiny forehead. The baby is breathing in rapid, shallow gasps, a clear and terrifying indicator of severe respiratory distress and a dangerously high fever. The child is burning up, caught in the grip of a life-threatening medical crisis. Sheila looks up at Finn, her eyes brimming with frantic tears, and delivers a revelation that makes Finn's entire world spin off its axis. With a trembling voice, she claims that the dangerously ill infant in her arms is Luna's baby. The name drops like a bomb in the quiet entryway of the Cliff house. Luna has been missing, a mysterious disappearance that has left countless unanswered questions lingering in the air. The idea that Luna had a baby, and that this baby is now in the desperate clutches of Sheila Carter, is a scenario so twisted and horrifying that Finn can barely comprehend it. Where is Luna? What has Sheila done to her? How did Sheila come to be in possession of this innocent child? 1,000 terrifying questions flood Finn's mind instantly. Without a second thought, Finn's identity as a dedicated physician entirely eclipses his identity as Steffy's husband. He reaches out and takes the burning bundle from Sheila's trembling arms. The heat radiating from the tiny body is alarming. Finn's experienced hands quickly assess the infant's vital signs, checking the pulse, the airway, and the devastatingly high temperature. The baby is lethargic, its cries weak and strained, signaling a critical medical emergency that requires immediate intervention. Finn's mind races through potential diagnoses, knowing that an infant with a fever this high is at severe risk of seizures, brain damage, or worse. He turns swiftly, carrying the baby into the brightly lit living room, laying the child gently on the soft sofa to conduct a more thorough examination. As Finn works frantically to unwrap the heavy blankets and cool the baby down, he barks an order, telling Sheila that they need to call emergency services immediately and get the child to a hospital. The moment the words leave his mouth, Sheila's demeanor shifts from desperate to utterly terrified. She lunges forward, grabbing Finn's arm with surprising strength, her eyes wide with a manic intensity. She begs him, pleading with every ounce of breath in her lungs, not to call the police or an ambulance. She insists that bringing the authorities into this will ruin everything, that it will endanger Luna, and that Finn is the only doctor she can trust. Sheila's refusal to seek professional medical help for a dying child immediately raises massive, glaring red flags. Finn is instantly plunged into the most agonizing dilemma of his entire life. On one hand, he is bound by the sacred Hippocratic Oath, a solemn promise to preserve life and provide care to anyone in need, especially a helpless, innocent infant. His soul as a healer demands that he do everything in his power to stabilize the child. On the other hand, he is a citizen bound by the law and, more importantly, a husband bound by absolute loyalty to his wife. Harboring a known criminal, treating a mysteriously acquired infant off the books, and hiding this massive secret from the authorities is a direct violation of everything he stands for. If he treats this baby in secret, he crosses a dangerous line, stepping into the shadowy, illegal world that Sheila inhabits. The thought of Steffy discovering this scene sends a cold shiver down Finn's spine. Steffy's trauma regarding Sheila is deep, visceral, and entirely justified. She has drawn an absolute, non-negotiable boundary. Sheila is never to be allowed near their home, their children, or their lives ever again. If Steffy were to walk through the front door right now and find Sheila standing in their living room, the psychological fallout would be catastrophic. Steffy would view Finn's hesitation to call the police as the ultimate betrayal, a devastating breach of trust that could easily destroy their marriage. Finn knows that by simply allowing Sheila to remain in the house for these few minutes, he is already committing a massive betrayal against the woman he loves. Yet, as Finn looks down at the suffering infant, the mystery of Luna's disappearance gnaws at his conscience. If he calls the police and Sheila runs, what happens to Luna? Sheila's presence here with Luna's alleged child implies a dark, convoluted conspiracy. Is Sheila holding Luna hostage? Did Sheila orchestrate Luna's disappearance to steal the baby? The sinister possibilities are endless. Finn realizes that Sheila holds the key to Luna's fate. If he hands Sheila over to the police immediately, she might clam up, taking the truth about Luna to her grave. Finn is trapped in a terrifying psychological chess match with a master manipulator, and the stakes are literally life and death. Sheila, sensing Finn's intense internal struggle, capitalizes on his vulnerability with terrifying precision. She knows Finn's greatest weakness is his immense capacity for compassion. She weaves a frantic, tearful narrative, claiming that she is only trying to protect the baby from a greater danger, framing herself as a misunderstood savior rather than a kidnapper. She plays the biological mother card, appealing to the hidden, unspoken bond between them, begging him to trust her just this once. Sheila's manipulation is a masterclass in psychological warfare. She is weaponizing Finn's inherent goodness, using his medical ethics and his empathetic heart as chains to bind him to her dark agenda. The broader implications of this night begin to crush Finn beneath their heavy weight. By choosing to stabilize the baby here, in secret, rather than dialing emergency services, Finn is effectively becoming an accomplice to whatever crime Sheila has committed. He is harboring a fugitive, concealing a potentially kidnapped child, and withholding critical information about a missing person. If the Forrester family ever discovers this, they will crucify him. They will see him not as a doctor saving a life, but as a traitor who finally succumbed to his sinister biological roots. The Forrester clan has always harbored a lingering, unspoken fear that Finn might one day share his mother's dark tendencies, and this secret would serve as the ultimate damning proof. As the cool compresses slowly begin to take effect, the baby's breathing gradually becomes less labored. The terrifyingly high temperature starts to drop, and the infant's whimpers soften into a weary, exhausted silence. Finn lets out a shaky breath, the immediate medical crisis slightly averted, but the monumental moral crisis is only just beginning. He stands up, his towering frame casting a long shadow over Sheila, who is hovering nervously nearby. His eyes are hard, filled with a mixture of profound relief for the child and burning anger toward his mother. He has saved the baby for now, but the night is far from over. Finn must now navigate a deadly minefield, balancing his desperate need to uncover the truth about Luna with the terrifying necessity of keeping this massive secret from Steffy.